Hi, happy Sunday. This is just a little video to share a paper pack that I'm falling in love with, and the name of the paper pack is Attic Boutique, and it's awesome. So let me just show you the papers first, and then I'm going to show you a little project I made showing them off, and I'm going to teach you how to make it as well. It's real easy. So, as usual, all of our designer series paper is two-sided, and this one just has a beautiful hodgepodge of florals and things you would find in the attic, like an old fan or a trunk or an umbrella. And there's actually a stamp set that goes with this. I didn't get it yet. It's coming in the mail though. I finally did get it. So I'm excited about that stamp set. You might have noticed in my blog that I made a little book with this. A little smash book. So I'm going to show you pictures of that one and the one I'm going to talk about during this. And of course you get 2 sheets of each pattern, which means each sheet, you can choose between the front and the back. Look at this one. I think this one is especially good for journals or for smash books or other things, because the design is so beautiful that you can actually journal right on here. It's really pretty. I really like that one. And on the other side it's got some small pink florals along with the little clocks and the umbrellas and the shutters. Really nice little attic finds. So you have 2 of those. Then you have the script, and this is English. So just little English scribblings intertwined with some blue and yellow flowers and some beautiful soft suede blinds. Really nice. And then this side is really cool for the people who like the idea of attic hodgepodge. It's got some musical instruments, some of those, I forgot what you call them, bustiers, where you wear it and it holds your waist nice and small. And then, let's see, 2 of those. Then you have this really pretty yellow. Isn't that a pretty yellow? You really can't see it clear in the video, but I love it. And it has a nice little design etched in it, which I hope you can see a little bit. You can probably see it in the project a lot better. And then there's some nice little florals on that right in the corner here. Again, I can see this as a scrapbook layout. Really easy, because a picture could go over here, and then this room down here for journaling. But you already have your design. One thing that's kind of fun to do is cut around the flowers and tuck your image in there, and you get like a 3D effect. I have to get back to scrapbooking. I've gotten so into smash books that I have kind of left my scrapbooking behind. But I haven't stopped loving it. Here's a nice bright one. I think this is Poppy Parade as far as what color red it is. And again, just those little attic finds all over it. Really nice pattern paper for cards, because the size of the image is a little smaller. And on the other side, it's got kind of like a bow tied and then florals coming out from it. This one is a really pretty, I think this is a cool something or other. It's a new in color. And this one is actually my favorite. Of course, because I like to write. But it's got all the fountain pens along the bottom. And so I've had a couple of packs of this already, sorry. But I've cut off these pens and used them on the front of a card. I like to cut into the pens and put things behind here for layouts. So really versatile piece of paper. And I just love this flourish coming out of one of the pens that you could use for anything, but it's really cool. And then there's a flower kind of in the background softly. Really beautiful paper. And I think that's it. So let me show you what you can make to show off all those pretty papers. If you take the papers and cut them into 6x6 squares, just randomly cut them all into 6x6 squares, and then fold them in half. Fold them in half, you'll have a bunch of squares like this. So if you look here, I've done that. So I have several of these 6x6 squares folded in half. And this makes a really cool book. And this book is really easy to bind. Now I learned this technique from Heidi Swap, which is called back-to-back binding. And I actually agree with her that liquid glue is a little bit better than snail. But just for the sake of the video, I'm going to use snail here. I prefer to use Crystal Effects, Glossy Accents, or Mono adhesive to do this. And then in that case, I just take the glue and kind of put it on the inside of the edges of each paper. It's important with this method that you line the papers up well. And when you have snail, it's less friendly for repositioning than it is for mono. So when you do that, you see how it creates a book automatically? You just keep taking each folded piece and glue it to the back of the previous one. And by gluing it from back to back to back, you will end up bound into a single book. Now the only thing I suggest you do when you do this is you think about it for a few minutes. What would you like on the front? So I've chosen this piece for the front, and I wanted to coordinate my back, so I've got this piece on the back. But the last thing I did is I rounded the corners, and then I had a cute little book all bound together that I could decorate as a little journal or brag book. To help you to decorate your little brag book, what you can also get is these are new. We now offer die cuts. So these are called side notes, and they are coordinated with Attic Boutique. Sorry. You also have these for Beau Chateau, and there's another one too, which I'll show you another day. So little tags, title pages, little award stickers. Can you imagine a little picture of maybe a beach scene and the fan and an award, and then some journaling blocks, plenty of room for stamping our expressions on here. So you could use these to make cards as well. Some ephemera. These are train ticket stubs. More journaling blocks. I always, I like to use these also for the inside of my books. So book labels. There's a nice label, good for a layout. We've got these really cool die cuts. And so you can, I love these little tiny tickets. You can use these to decorate your little mini book that you created, or for card creation or layouts. So here's plenty of room to stamp like a word here, or to write an expression there like a date, or the date and the time. Really cool. So use those with your papers to make a cute little book in just 30 minutes or so. I'll show you pictures at the end. Thank you for coming, and happy stamping.
They get together with bacchanal and they sing